Junior, your host of the Sources Inc. We're live on KUAW, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom. You can check out this broadcast a number of ways. You can hit us up on KUAW.org. You can go to YouTube. You can go to Twitter. You can go to Twitch. You can go to Facebook and YouTube and tune in and type in KUAW Radio and we'll pop right up. On YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, you can actually see us. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please call us at 816-599-6893. Well, it's been a little while. We're approaching that vacation piece, and I want to kind of say something to kind of kick everybody off before this whole summer thing starts off. Now, this is the first full year back in the classroom for teachers. Now, last year, some schools had a little hybrid model, or they were virtual or whatnot. But this pandemic pretty much had us out of school for about a good year and a half, 2 years, to be quite honest. And it seemed like it was a long 2 years to some, and it seemed like it was quick to others. However, I kind of want to turn it around a little bit and talk about it a little bit further. Now, you had two kinds of teachers in your school building. You had teachers that were hitting the ground hard and they were there daily, and then you had some that had some woes. You know, they caught COVID, or someone in their family caught COVID. Or there was, or you had individuals who just had, some situations that took place. But then you have that small group that pretty much took it on, that took advantage of it. And you had individuals who were, out of work for a while. Now, there are some teachers who, and I know in some school buildings, in some districts, they had a situation with staffing. You had people who were, what's what I'm looking for? Covering for those who weren't there. You had people who were stepping up for the individuals who weren't there. You had people who weren't having plan times. You had people that were going nonstop and then they weren't able to, have a break. Now, I know I coach sports, and there were times where I would have to sub for someone, and I'm going all day and then doing practice, and I'm not having a break time. Or we might have a game or a track meet, and we're covering for someone, and we're going all day without a break. That is very, very, very taxing, and it wears down on people. Now, I saw a meme today, and on that meme, it had some people in an alligator pit. Now, there are situations where, like when you go to like these swamps or whatever, and they put you like in a cage and they hand you over a swamp. Well, imagine that. So you had people over a cage and they were in a swamp. In a swamp, in a cage over a swamp hanging. And then up under it, they had all these kind of alligators coming up towards them. They had one that said yard work, another one that said doctor's appointments, dental appointments, kids, summer school, planning for a school year. So you had all these things coming. And in the cage, it said teachers. So teachers have a lot going on. So people think that because we have summers off or because we have weekends off that we have it made. No. Teachers got to make up for everything in 2 months' time for a whole year. You have teachers taking care of things that they missed all year long during the summertime. And some teachers are doing summer school, so we don't even have that much time. Or some teachers are trying to subsidize their income and say, look, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this on top of what I'm getting during the summer. So we don't have it as easy as you all think we do. So we're saying that being a teacher's job is a nonstop cycle, I want to kind of give some tips to my brothers and sisters in the classroom, the ones in the classroom, on tips that can assist them in relaxing. Because the stress is real, especially this year too. And I do want to give a shout out to those administrators and classified staff and central office personnel that actually came in and worked alongside of teachers who were carrying the burden of individuals who weren't able to come into work, whether by design or rather by circumstance. So this broadcast is dedicated to all of us in the educational field. Now, it's called a summer checklist for teachers. Now, typically, if you look at a teacher, we have those checklists. And those checklists pretty much are how to improve your classroom setting. Well, this checklist is set up to assist you in relaxing and having some you time. Now, I don't know about you, teachers, but it's hard for us to turn it off when we get home, especially if we've been there all day. So, this is for you. Number one. First of all, we got to, number one, avoid all those teacher skeptics. All right? You know, those well-meaning acquaintances that we have in our lives, whether they be family members or friends or colleagues outside of the profession, or maybe a significant other or wife, husband, girlfriend on the side, whatever you have, children. They make the comment that they say, well, it must be nice to only work 8 months out of a year. I just said that. Or, I wish I got paid to have summers off. Now, hearing comments like that, it can make you upset. It can make your blood boil. It can make you just extremely, just enraged. My suggestion is to avoid those kinds of people. Because, I'm going to have to go ahead and quote the Avengers movie where it says, does an ant have a quarrel with a boot? Pretty much what that means is, should I even fight a battle that I don't need to fight? I mean, you know what you do year long. If you're good at your job and those babies tell you that you are, you know what you do day in and day out. And you know that your job is not just 8 hours a day, and it's not just 8 months out of a year. You putting in that work if you're doing your job right. So don't even sit up here and have that argument with those individuals, because see, you're having an argument with someone who knows nothing what you do. For example, do you see a bird arguing with a dog on how to fly? Of course not. So why should you even argue with an individual who does not know anything about what you do based on outside of the school building? So avoid those people, because a lot of us, we stress out over people who think they know what's going on with us. And in all actuality, they don't. So leave them alone. Walk away from them. Avoid the conversation. Change the subject. Talk about, I don't know, something more enlightening. The weather, or talk about gas prices. There you go. Talk about that. All right, number 2, sleep in or take a nap, and don't feel guilty about it. Now I have a cousin who always brings it up. He's like, hey, cousin, because he and I were roommates in college. And he said, do you still take those afternoon naps? I said, every chance I get. So teachers, go ahead and do that. Sleep in. How about sleep in and take a nap? You need to catch up on all the sleep that you missed all year. You missed out on that sleep. I remember one summer someone said, what'd you do all summer? So I slept, because I don't have the time to sleep. So what you're doing is you're recharging your battery. And once you do that, you're starting the school year off rested, because you and I both know, teachers, that first day of school, it can get you. That PD before school, that's when reality sets in. Some of us that coach, you're probably coaching right now over the summer, or you're probably coaching before the actual season starts. So take that time and catch up on your rest, recharge your batteries. I'm at a third one. Stay up late, sleep in, and take a nap. Do all of that. And don't feel guilty. Do it every now and then. You will feel good. Trust me. You will feel good. Let's see, next one. Laughter. Take time to laugh. Laughter has been proven to relax people. It releases endorphins. When I used to always get in trouble when I was younger, I would always laugh when I would get in trouble. My mother, especially my mother, would get upset about it. What are you doing? You laughing? Is what I'm saying funny? Do I amuse you? And really, it wasn't that she amused me. It was I was laughing to kind of take away from the pain because I knew I was going to get in trouble. So I wanted to make sure I was in a good mood when I got them hands put on me. And if she's listening right now, she's probably going to text like, now I know your secret. So, you know, even my son does that too. When I kind of talk to him, he kind of smiles a little bit. I can't get mad. I know what he's doing. He's not laughing at me per se. He's laughing at, you know, trying to make himself feel better. You know, if you need some inspiration or some giggles, there is a teacher's humor Pinterest board. And if you're not, let me see if I can access that. You probably need a, well, yeah, there's a whole bunch of them on here. But I don't have a Pinterest account, so I'm not going to sit up here and click on that. But one thing I do, I like to look at like some of my favorite comedians. You know, I like to go and pull up their stuff and laugh or you know what? I find laughter in my kid. I mean, that little dude is funny. I mean, he says and does the funniest stuff. So I find humor and enlightenment in everything. And the more and more you laugh, the better and better you feel, and the less you are to get attacked by stress. So find something funny. Watch a cartoon. Watch some old comedy shows. Get a joke book. Something. Find something that humors you. Let's see. Number 4. Now, I've never done this before. I've always colored in a regular coloring book, but it says color in an adult coloring book. Now, I don't know what an adult coloring book looks like, but on the safe side, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the coloring books that I'm used to. Typically, what I do in my classroom is when students get done with their work, you know, if it's like a standardized test, or if they're in isolation, or if they get sent to me for a buddy room, I sometimes print off coloring, you know, like coloring book sheets. And you'd be surprised how it makes kids calm trying to stay in between the lines. So teachers, I kind of recommend that for you too. Every now and then, you know, color. You know, try to stay in the lines. Focus on that. And then when you get done, you'll feel a whole lot better. If you get nervous, I used to do word searches. I remember we were doing a gift exchange, and teacher, she had my name. She got me a book full of word searches. And that helped out. So find something like that, something that helps you stay in the lines. You know, something to give you a focus on. You know, focus on that. Focus on, you know, something like that, coloring. Or if you like to paint, find a room in your house to paint. All right, take it a step further. Go to one of those sip and paint parties, and just kind of indulge in the arts. That's very helpful and it's very stress-free activity. But let's see. It says, admit it when you watch your students color and doodle, you're a little jealous. Yeah, I am. I mean, I would like to color through stuff too. Now, I will admit, during some staff meetings, I have been known to kind of draw pictures and stuff. Also, using color penciling, you know, kind of explore. Don't just use a typical color pencil or a crayon. Use pastels. You know, kind of experiment with certain things. And then also, after you color the picture, you have all that white space on the side, right? Possibly get some colors and make a background. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. Take a long lunch. I remember I used to work at an organization. I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't want to expose anybody. But we had an hour-long break, right? And we went down to the plaza to have lunch. And as we were walking to our restaurant, we ran into a coworker. And she came out with shopping bags. And she looked shocked to see us, but trying to play it off. So I'm sitting up here like, wow, okay, we know what you've been doing for your break. And we all knew she took a long break. But I couldn't get mad at her because every now and then you got to do a long break. I mean, like teachers, sometimes you get like 20 minutes to eat. And that 20 minutes, sometimes you got to ask yourself, what's more important, using the bathroom or heating up my lunch? And then if you're heating up your lunch, sometimes you have those meals that require all this heating and all that kind of stuff. By the time that stuff get done, you only got like, what, 10 minutes at the most to eat? So you sit up here scarfing down your food like a military person. So have that time over the summer. Splurge. Go ahead and go to a nice restaurant and sit down and actually enjoy the atmosphere of the restaurant. There was a restaurant. Excuse me. My dad and I used to go to when I was younger. It was called The Terrace down Crown Center. I don't know if it's still there. But it was, you were legit like in a terrace, but it was built inside. And I used to enjoy eating my food and just watching, kind of just admiring all the plants and stuff. Call me weird, but the atmosphere was cool. Or like how kids go to Rainforest Cafe and you got the little like the animals coming at you and the stuff coming to life. Or that T-Rex place that was out at the Legends, and the dinosaur yelled at you when you walked in. Atmosphere. Kind of sit and enjoy. Or, people watch when you're there. Have a conversation. Take a book with you and read. Or have your lunch outside of a restaurant, like in a park or something like that. Do something different. And actually enjoy your food, let your food digest. Because teachers, as soon as you eat, you got to run to the cafeteria and pick up your kids, and then run to your classroom and deal with those kids as soon as they get done with lunch. And then, depending on what you eat, you might go to the bathroom because you're rushing. So take your time and enjoy a nice lunch. Nice long lunch. And then, you know what? Even if it's not even eating lunch, do what my friend did. Go shopping. All right. Read an adult book. Now, I did this. I went out and grabbed The Invisible Man. And I plan on reading that book. And I plan on applying that to, my situation. I kind of read bits and pieces of the book, and I have an opportunity to actually, indulge in it deeper. But if you're not familiar with it, Invisible Man is a book by, not the H.G. Wells one, but the one with Ralph Ellison. And it's a novel that addresses many of the social and intellectual issues faced by African Americans in the early 20th century. So I actually felt that when I saw the book on my bookshelf in my classroom, I actually took it and said, I'm going to read this. It's going to be my little summer reading book. And it's going to help me to understand what I went through this particular school year. So that was my little homework piece. So when you are picking out a book, make sure it doesn't have anything that fits what a child would read. Like Jack and Annie or Greg Heffley or Judy Moody or Beverly Cleary or Captain Underpants or Ramona Quimby or anything from the Baudelaire family. The Bernstein Bears, Percy Jackson, Super Fudge, Junie B. Jones, Dork Diaries. That's stuff the kids read. Or any of your content books like To Kill a Mockingbird or anything like that. Read a book that applies to you, adult. All right, nothing that would apply to a student. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're like, man, I did this book with my students. No, read a book for you, not for content. Find your favorite adult book and just read or do a book study. Or if you really wanted to find something different, I strongly suggest the books Assorted Emotions or Love Lost. Those are written by me. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them on Walmart. You can find them on Barnes & Noble. You can find them on Lulu.com. You can go to the Painted Tree in Overland Park, Kansas, and get you a copy of that book, or you can just call me and I'll send it to you. I'll come and drop it off if you're in town. So if you need some summer adult reading, I strongly suggest my books too. Shameless plug. Okay, next one. Go to an aquarium. Ooh. Let's see. A recent study done by the National Marine Aquarium, the University of Exeter, and Plymouth University suggests that watching fish help improve moods and lower heart rates. It's something about fish. I don't know what it is, but I can sit and stare at a fish tank for hours. No, not because I'm trying to reach in there and take one and eat it, but for this exact same reason. It is very relaxing to watch fish. And if you're not really into that kind of thing, the zoo is pretty cool too. kind of just sitting back and just kind of just watching the animals, in their own natural habitats and doing their thing. I went to the zoo with my mother on Mother's Day, and that was very relaxing. They had a little aquarium there with the stingrays and all that kind of stuff. It was cool. Her and I went and watched the penguins. I don't know what it was, them little penguins. It was very relaxing watching them. I don't know, maybe because they look like little guys in tuxedos. Y'all remember that movie Arthur with what's that guy's name? Dudley Moore. The alcoholic dude. Yeah, penguins remind me of him. They walk like they've been drinking all night and they diving in the water like they're diving into a pool. So when I was watching that, I kind of chuckled because that kind of reminded me of the Arthur character. But like going to an aquarium or going to a zoo or going to a dog park, something where you're watching animals. Well, when you're watching animals, it is very stress relieving. It is very relaxing, and it does bring down the blood pressure, and it does bring down the heart rate too. So it also may be a good video to play after recess. So if you think about that, how about I do that? Now, I know in my classroom, I actually played like an aquarium in my classroom on the big screen. So the kids, when they're doing their work, they was watching that to relax. Or outer space, I know it's like computer-generated models of what space might look like. So we did, we did that. So something that kind of, kind of slow, kind of, mellow. The kids actually like that too. So I know I said don't think about work, but you can actually apply this to work too. Okay, let's see. Try out the calm down bottles your students use when they are stressed out and angry. So see if it actually works on you. Now think about all those social emotional learning activities or those de-stressors that you have in your BIS room or in your safe seat or in your counselor's office. Use some of those at home with yourself. If you don't have any of your classroom, if you don't have anything in your classroom yet, it's a good time to prepare for next year. They have glitter calm down bottles where actually, kids watch the glitter, inside the bottle like a snow globe. Or you can find stuff like that on Pinterest. Find like these stressors, the same ones that you use in your classroom. You can find these on Pinterest. I hear a lot of people say that you can find everything on Pinterest. I don't really shop on Pinterest, but every time I ask one of my colleagues, what'd you find at Pinterest? If it's not Pinterest, it's Amazon or Teachers Pay Teachers. So find those de-stressing bottles or de-stressing tools in your classroom, online, or the stuff that you use in class, like the fidget spinners or the little squiggly things, or the Now, one thing I like is the thing that you push in and it pops on the other end, like bubble wrap paper. I like playing with those. I don't know what it is, but I can play one of those and that'd be cool. Let's see. And there's a picture. Well, yeah, all it is just like glitter inside of a bottle. That's what it looks like. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. Go on a Netflix binge. Now, there are other streaming sites out there besides Netflix. You got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got Prime, you have Disney Plus, and my favorite one is HBO Max. I mean, you can find everything on HBO Max except for this show. They don't got us on there yet. But find some shows that you like and just go on a binge. Watch all of your favorite shows that you didn't have time to during the school year because you were lesson planning, or because you were grading papers, or you were in conferences, or you were dealing with your own families. So go on a binge. I binge watched Young Justice. It's a cartoon, but it caters towards adults. Titans. What's another one? Those are the main ones that I got through finishing. Or go and rewatch some of your old classic shows that you used to watch back in the day, like A Different World, or The Cosby Show, or I'm only saying those because I just watched those. Family Matters. Some of your favorite shows. And sometimes just sitting down there and watching TV because you weren't able to watch TV, that's relaxing too. Be a couch potato. Go ahead and indulge in that. Splurge. I know some people say, well, I don't want to spend all day watching TV. But sometimes, when you do that, it kind of helps you out. Like, I like The Wire. And I rewatched season 1 and season 2. I didn't like season 2. But I rewatched it again and I enjoyed it. So, something with like a good storyline or a good plot, or just, as my dad would say, some garbage. Overindulge in that. Number 10 is my favorite. Excuse me. as I'm drinking a bunch of water. Go to the bathroom anytime you want, as many times as you want. In the classroom, you know you can't go to the bathroom. The teaching profession is the only profession I know of where adults have to ask to go to the restroom. So when you go home, use the restroom all you want. Enjoy yourself, because you can't do it in the classroom. I remember someone said that they went to the doctor. The doctor said, let me guess, you teach, don't you? How can you tell? Well, your bladder. See, we always got to hold it. Now, me, I don't know about you, but I don't hold. If I got to go, I got to go. Hey, come watch my classroom or whatever. I knew one teacher who took his class with him if he had to go to the bathroom. I mean, they didn't go in there with him, but they lined up outside the hallway and the camera watched them. You know, I mean, look, it's always some kind of weird thing for us to go use the bathroom. So teachers, if you have an opportunity, now that you're home, you're in your house, you go use the bathroom. You have all summer to trick your bladder into thinking that you will always have easy access to a bathroom. You can retain your bladder the next school year. Let it flow. And, literally and figuratively. You go to the bathroom. Number 11. Stay in your pajamas all day. Now, some schools tell kids, you can't wear pajama bottoms. You can't wear pajama pants. Well, you secretly love pajama day at school yourself when you have that one opportunity to do it. Now you can experience that at home without any of your snotty-nosed students touching you all day. So, wear your PJs all day. Lounge all day. Watch your TV shows all day in your PJs. Now, the good thing about being in your PJs all day is you're in your PJs at home. You're not wearing your PJs and you're going out and hanging out with folk. No, you're staying at home. And whatever you wear to sleep in, and you at home. You're comfortable. Relax. And now, pajama pants, I wasn't a real big fan of them, but now, I got some lounger pajama pants, and I wear them when I walk around the house. Some of the most comfortable things that ever been in existence. So, find that nice pair of pajamas and wear them. See, next one, get a massage. Ooh, I heard a couple teachers talking about this. I know one teacher, she gets a massage every month. I see why. This is probably the most obvious stress relief idea, but it's also the one that is the hardest for teachers to justify since it can be pricey. Just think of all the used books you could buy with that $60 in cost for a massage. But don't talk yourself out of it. You deserve it after surviving another school year. Now, there are some massage places here in town that you can charge by, I think they charge by the hour. I think some of them say like $1 an hour. So do 15 minutes here, it's $15. Do 20 here. You break it up like that. But massages are very stress relieving. We have a lot of built up tension. I know, like for the last 2 weeks of school into the first week out of school, I had a real bad tension headache. It was bad. It was all up in here, and I did not feel good. And excuse me, I have this like little shiatsu massages I would put on the back of my neck, and it actually relieved all that tension there. So we carry a lot in our profession, teachers, and it's not good to keep that bottled in. So if you have an opportunity, try that whole massage thing. Next, if you can't take a real vacation to a place that's exotic, try a staycation. Now, what are some fun things that you can do where you live? Think about that. Think like a tourist. Where do tourists and visitors go in your city? Now, I grew up here in Kansas City, Missouri, and there are a lot of cool things here. You got the Negro League Museum, 18th and Vine area. You have the Nelson Art Gallery. There's also a museum that has an actual soda fountain in it, like an old school soda fountain in it. You have like the Truman Library. You have all these amazing parks, the World War I Museum and Monument. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I know every Thursday night, the Corner Bar and Grill, Poetry on the Vine goes on from about 7:30, about 10 o'clock at night. Some nice poets are down there. Let's see, what else? I'm just throwing stuff out there. You got concerts here. You got festivals here. So, just look at all the cool things that you see in your city that you probably didn't have an opportunity to do when you were actually teaching. But now that you're off, you can do it. or just go get you a nice hotel room and just stay there for a night or two. That's if you don't have time or you're not able to, splurge on an actual exotic vacation. Do something for yourself. Or if you are used to cooking all the time, eat out. Go to a nice restaurant and just sit down and enjoy yourselves. And if you do eat out and you're going somewhere nice like Eddie V's or something like that, call me. I wouldn't mind sitting down and having a lobster with you, on you. But seriously though, go and do that. Go and splurge. Like when I get done here, I'm gonna go do something I haven't done in a long time. I'm gonna go down to Cinnabon and give me a cinnamon roll. I know it may seem like it's minute to you, but that's a big deal to me because it's something that I would like to do and I haven't done in a long time. And I'm going to enjoy eating every bit of that cinnamon roll. And I think I might go to the Peanut and get some wings too. The stuff that I just haven't done. That does sound good. Think I'm on something here. Okay. Now, I have some other ideas too that can help you all out. But I'm going to take a quick break and come back. So stay tuned. right, we are back. The source of the Inkwell on KUAW, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. You can check out this broadcast in a number of ways. Again, you can go to TuneIn. You can go to KUAW.org. You can go to Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. I know I'm missing one. And YouTube, and TuneIn Radio, and type in KUAW. And we'll pop right up. You can also actually view this broadcast on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and Facebook Live. Also, you can call us 816-599-6893 if you would like to interface with us or have questions, comments, or concerns, or hey, if you want to do your own show, or if you want to donate. So please keep that number locked in, 816-599-6893. My broadcast was in dedication to teachers and giving teachers a way to de-stress over the summer. Now, the teachers that I work with, for the most part, I know I only took off like a day and an hour throughout the whole school year. There's another teacher who only took off like an hour or so. So going through a whole year, fresh off of a COVID school year, which was last year, and coming into a school year where you have students in the building and you have people getting sick left and right or not coming to work, and you got to cover that load as well too, that is very taxing. So if your school administration is not going to give you any reprieve, you got to give yourself a reprieve. We shouldn't always expect for our school administration to give us the accolades that we feel that we require. You got to take it upon yourself to make to have a relaxing atmosphere for you at home. Home is your domain. So I went through some strategies and techniques, and I am going to kind of end the show with some more. And then possibly read some comments and see if anyone has any questions for me. All right, next. This is one I wanted to do. Try something new, like a new hobby. Yoga is the first one on here. I always wanted to try yoga. Maybe I'd get into it this summer. But a yoga class, or taking a hike, or cooking a new meal, or learning a new skill, or exploring a new neighborhood in your city. I mean, I've been living in Kansas City, Missouri my whole life, and I don't know every neighborhood in the city. So, like, actually exploring. I remember for a family reunion, we got on the bus and we rode all through the city, exploring new areas of Kansas City, Missouri. So maybe doing that. Do something you always wanted to do, but you never had the time to. Guess what? Summertime. Make time for it. You have the time now. You don't have to be somewhere early in the morning. Unless you do, during summer school or something like that. But find that time to do something new, do something special. I haven't been skydiving before. And my god brother has his best friend wants to skydive. He skydives too. I found someone to skydive with. So hopefully, if everything goes right, this won't be the last broadcast of the Source of the Inkwell. So I plan on skydiving this summer. Also ziplining. I plan on doing that as well too. I plan on taking a long drive, out and about. I plan on doing a lot of things to make me feel good. Because if I don't feel good, how can those around me feel good? Or how can I make those around me feel good? So do something that you want to do. Now, my sister and I, it's kind of funny, we used to get water balloons, and we would draw, like, funny faces on water balloons. And we used to throw them off the balcony of my dad's apartment when we used to live over an apartment like years ago. And just watching the water balloon bust, I don't know what it is, but watching the water balloon bust, I don't know what it is. It's relaxing. My son and I, we used to make water balloons, and we used to throw a water balloon. We used to play catch with the water balloon, and whoever dropped it or whoever busted on was out. Well, of course, you're playing this game with a toddler. He was a toddler at the time. What's he going to do? He's going to throw the water balloon at you. And then if you're an adult and you see a kid, what are you going to do? You're going to mess with the kid. So you're going to throw the water balloon at him. So, of course, we have fun having a water balloon fight. Haven't had a water balloon fight in years, but I enjoyed having that water balloon fight with my kid. And you know what else I enjoyed doing? Hey, man, pick up all the balloon pieces in the yard. So that was fun. I enjoyed that. Let's see, what else do we have here? The school year is busy, and back to school is even busier. So if you think the whole school year is busy, like I said earlier, getting ready for school is busy too. So in August, mid-August, it's crunch time for us. So use your summer break to visit with family and friends you have not seen in a long time. COVID shut things down. One of the highlights of my summer was I was able to sit down with my Aunt Tipsy and my cousin Yolanda, and we sat and talked. And then, of course, I had some other cousins downstairs too, Anthony and Deuce's little baby. It was cool hanging out with family. This past Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, I had family in town. Dad, sister, brother-in-law, nieces, nephews, cousins. Had a great uncle come in from out of town. It felt good actually being able to see and touch my family members and my close friends. So think about that one friend or that one family member that you have not seen in a long time. Reach out to them. Hang out with them. That's de-stressing too. Being around someone that loves and cares for you. Sit down and have lunch with those teammates from school too. Like, you might have friends at school. Today's a friend of mine's birthday. Shout out to my man Jason Green and his twin brother James Green. Today's their birthday. Happy birthday to you brothers. We all have friends at work. So hey, let's hang out outside of work. Let's go and hang out at an eatery or a drinkery. Let's go play golf, something. Enjoy time catching up with loved ones and cherish that time because time's all you got. So cherish every little bit of it. Because when that school year hits, think about this. Whenever the school year is up and running, think about times you had an opportunity to do this and do that. You didn't. But now that you are at home and you have no real cares for real, well, except for family, but no work burdens if you're not working extra, relax. Let your hair down. I can't say that, but relax. Let's see. Had another good one too. Now, I know I said don't really focus on the school year for real, but this one though, you might want to kind of do this one. Reflect on the past school year. You won't be able to fully relax until you reflect it and write everything down and get it all out of your head. What went well with the school year? What would you like to change? Is there something new you want to try? Write all these things down and then put that list somewhere you remember. And then when back to school time comes around, you don't need you can kind of, check on it and apply it. Now, of course, you don't need the list right away. But because you've written it all down, you won't constantly be trying to remember all the things throughout the summer. Now you'll be able to mentally relax. So write down all the yays and all the nays and all the ahas and all the uh-uhs on a piece of paper. And then put it somewhere, like put it in your teacher bag or something for next year. And then enjoy your summer. Because thinking about all that stuff, get it out your head. Put it on paper. And then when the new school year starts up, boom, you got your stuff there and you can apply. All right, now, let's see. Sharing is caring. So if you have any comments or questions or concerns, go ahead and put it in the chat line and I'll be able to see it. I see someone saying, I'm watching. Thank you for watching. Please share this video, especially to all your teacher friends or any individuals who are in the educational field. Although they may be classified or admin or parents or college professors, we're all in the same boat. So make sure you share this video. Let me see if I can find some more things for you. Find something in your house that's broken or needs attention and give it the attention that it requires. Like, for example, I'm working on my landscaping. That's keeping me busy. I went out and took my son out. He and I went to Sutherland's and bought some plants. I don't know what it is about buying plants, but I enjoyed it and he enjoyed it too. I mean, that was like going to a video game store with him. So, go and do something like that. Or go and download new software or work on your deck or paint a room in your house or clean your house. Now, I'm not saying people's houses is dirty, nothing like that. But now you have more time to put all that oomph into your house. Put all the winter stuff downstairs and all the summer stuff upstairs. Clean out a closet. Get rid of all the clothes you don't need anymore. Do give your house the attention that it requires. Like my basement downstairs, I finally got that thing the way I want it. Now we can go down there and relax. Go down there and just sit down and chill and play video games and watch movies and all that kind of good stuff. Let's see what else. This was a slippery slope. Social media. Personally, if you're trying to de-stress, being on social media all the time may not be good for you. Now, I noticed that when I got off Facebook for a little while, I did it twice. When I got off of it, I felt great. I enjoyed it. But then I got back on when I, completed my books, and I got back on the air with KUAW. I wanted to kind of, work on my brand some more. But I want to know, like, I'm not the biggest tech-savvy person, so if there's a way to kind of, like, I don't know, black out certain things on Facebook, please let me know. But I know, like, social media may be a release to some people, or it may be very stressful to others. Like, for example, with me being a teacher, seeing all the school shootings, I don't need to see that. I need to be aware of it, but I don't need to see it all the time in my newsfeed because I teach and that puts me in a stressful position I don't want to be in or I shouldn't be in. So kind of limit that. Kind of limit your social media time. Limit your screen time. Or feed yourself information that will empower you to relax and de-stress versus information that will make you more stressful, if that makes sense. I think that's pretty much all I have. But teachers, you got to protect that one thing that's important, and that is your mind. If your mind's intact, you can do your job. However, if your mind is not intact, and if you're stressing, if you're focused on other things, then you will in turn not be effective on your job. And then if you're not effective on your job, then your students are suffering, and you don't want that because that in turn adds more stress. So take this time out for you. Work on you. Have that time that you need to build yourself up because you are the captain of the ship that's in your classroom. And if the captain's away, the crew will stray. And build yourself up. Make yourself better. Think about it. When your body goes to sleep at night and wakes up in the morning, if you get the sleep that you require, the rest that you require, your body heals itself. Your body is building itself up. So use this break time to build up yourself to where you can hit that school year harder and stronger. Take time out for you. That's my time. Tyrone Gathers Jr. and the source is Inkwell. And remember, in Inkwell, knowledge overflows. And just like ink, let it stain permanent. God bless. See you next week. Have a good rest, teachers. I'm out. Yep.